Let's have a look at this very, very simple flow before I talk to you about these cabbage white caterpillars here. The way to look at this diagram is basically acknowledging that there are many different, whether they're molecules or whether there are compounds out there. Some act as deterrents to feeding, while others act as sort of positive reinforcements that stimulate feeding. So you've got deterrents and the opposite. So all of these things with a plus, they're stimulants, right? Sometimes you hear people say phagostimulant, phago meaning to consume or eat, and then stimulant meaning to increase. So a phagostimulant is something that increases feeding. A phagodeterrent, although that is less used, means something that basically repels the insect from feeding. And you can see here annotated with the pluses and the minus. Crucially, the way that these molecules work are on the nervous system of the insect. There is a coordination required by the nervous system for phagostimulants and phagodeterrents to act on the nervous system, and then there is an outcome, and that is whether they start to feed or whether they stop feeding. So in this particular, these two examples that you are seeing here, these two images here, these are cabbage white butterflies. The one at the top here, this is the large cabbage white. This is Pieris brassicae. And those of you that maybe have done another course with me before will know that these are specialists on cabbage plants, meaning to say that they only eat cabbages. Now, cabbages in their own right are quite a diverse group of plants, but what makes them very, very unique is the presence of a very particular group of compounds called glucosinolates that are unique to cabbages. Only cabbages produce them. And there's a lot of diversity in the different types of glucosinolates available. But one has been particularly well studied, and that is sinigrin. So sinigrin is a glucosinolate. So it makes a lot of evolutionary sense for a cabbage specialist to evolve a detection or a receptivity towards one of those glucosinolates and then acting as a phagostimulant. Not only does it reinforce that it is on the right host plant, but it also is going to increase the ability of the animal to want to eat more of it, knowing that it is the correct host plant, right? So this is the large cabbage white, which we don't have here in the Southern Hemisphere, thankfully. It would be an absolute disaster if they found their way here. And this one is the small cabbage white, which we do have in the Southern Hemisphere. And you might, if any of you grow cabbages in your home garden, there's a very good chance. And if you don't spray them, there's a very good chance these are one of the first things to appear. And the caterpillars are actually quite cute and quite fuzzy by touch. You can the velvety feel, and they're not spines that pierce into you at all, right? They're really, really quite cute. So this one really just showing that it makes a lot of evolutionary sense for a specialist to have host plant specific compounds act as phagostimulants.